Hey FCC Church family, Dan Stribling here, your worship director. Excited to be here with you today for Truth Tuesday. Something with you because I was struck this last week. I was having a conversation with a close friend of mine, and this close friend of mine was telling me how the pastor at his church recently had gone up onto the stage and had expressed from the stage that there are many periods of his life where he doesn't feel confident about his own salvation. He expressed to the entire church family at once that he goes through long periods of time where he is not sure whether or not he is truly saved. Now, I don't hold anything against this guy. I think that as people, as human beings, we have a tendency, to question things. We have a tendency to doubt things, and especially in these weird, uncertain, odd times we're living in right now, we have a tendency to experience, let's face it, a lot of fear. It's a reality that we live in, and as human beings, we're naturally afraid of the things that we can't see, that we're not sure are coming. So this got me to thinking, does this apply to our faith? Does this apply to our salvation? Do we need to be afraid of what is lying beyond this life? And the answer for that is we do not. And the scriptures give us the confidence in that we need to see, and I want to share that with you today. So let me back up just a few years. Probably close to a decade ago, I had the opportunity to go to ICOM, the International Conference on Missions, which if you've never been, I'd encourage you to go sometime. It's awesome. It's just a huge conference, a huge convention where they highlight all the mission work being done across the world by the Christian church and Churches of Christ and some other denominations as well. Anyway, it's just a lot of great stuff there. When I went years ago, they showed a video that has stuck with me ever since I saw it. In this video, and I wish I could have found it for you, could not find it to show, but in this video, it was an interview, kind of in a car, one of these sort of ride-along kind of interview videos, and there was the interviewer, the cameraman, and they were interviewing a pastor from Iran. And they were in a city in Iran interviewing this guy, and it was stunning to me because he was very confident, he was very bold, and he was very unapologetic about the fact that he was going to keep preaching the gospel no matter what. You see, where he was in Iran, there was a very real threat to his life for the gospel that he was preaching. I can't even hardly put myself in that situation. I mean, I don't worry when I go to the grocery store or when I go out of my house that I could be arrested or even put to death. That's not a reality for me, but it is for him. And so at one point in the interview, he was asked, "Why are you not afraid?" And in response, he simply quoted scripture and said, "Because perfect love casts out fear." So I'd like to read for you today from the book of 1 John. We're going to go to 1 John, the 4th chapter, and we're going to start about halfway through verse 16 and read down through verse 18. Let's look at this together. Reading out of the New Living Translation here, it says this: God is love, and all who live in love live in God, and God lives in them. And as we live in God, our love grows more perfect. So we will not be afraid on the day of judgment, but we can face him, check this out, with confidence because we live like Jesus here in this world. Such love has no fear because perfect love expels all fear. If we are afraid, it is for fear of punishment, and this shows that we have not fully experienced his perfect love. So in light of this scripture today, and in light of wanting us to be able to experience this confidence, I have two questions for you. First question is, are you afraid? Are you afraid? Do you look out at the future? Do you look out at those times beyond this life? And are you potentially afraid of what might be waiting for you? Do you feel that? If so, that's okay, because these are things that we need to wrestle with and consider. Just like we said, fear is a part of our daily lives, and so we need to wrestle with these things. Are we afraid? The second question that I have for you, which is the good part: are you living like Jesus? Are you living like Jesus? Perfect love, receiving and experiencing perfect love, revolves around our relationship with Jesus Christ. And as Christians, as those that call ourselves Christians, which literally means little Christs, as those of us who try to model our lives and our behavior after Jesus himself, for those that have done that and accepted him and are modeling ourselves after him, this says we can experience that perfect love that gives us confidence, that expels the fear of punishment and allows us to know that no matter what happens in this life, no matter what transpires here, when we get beyond it, we can have confidence in the salvation and the eternity he has given us. I want you to know that today. I want you to have confidence today. And I just pray for you that the perfect love of Jesus Christ would cast out your fear. Be blessed. Happy Tuesday.